Told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They put my life. They basically said that I would be killed.
What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Kanye West, talking about his White Lives Matter t-shirt that he had on at some type of event. I don't even know what it was. Let's just get right into it. Let's just look at it. All right, let's go.
So you just came from Paris Fashion Week. You just landed, and you have a lanyard still on from it, and there's a photograph on it. What is that?
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life. I'm pro-life.
Okay.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
First off, that was dope. I like that last sentence. That was amazing. But second off, 50% of the deaths in the black community are from abortion? Is that what I just heard? That's what I just heard. I did not know that statistic at all. Didn't know that. That's kind of ridiculous. That's disgusting, actually. I thought at the most probably like 15, 20%. And that's high. Like 15 or 20 is high. But 50? Okay. You gotta do better than that.
I'm starting to see why they want to make you be quiet. When did you start to feel this way? When did you start to realize this?
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on another level when Trump was running for office, and I liked him.
Yes.
And every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to, you know, my so-called friends / handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They put my life. They basically said that I would be killed.
People get killed for wearing a hat like that? Make America great again? You get killed over your political beliefs? And even then, that's just ridiculous. Killing people over words to me is ridiculous, honestly. Like, I can see if, you know, you were trying to defend yourself. I think the only justifiable way to kill somebody is self-defense. That's it. That's it. That's all. Period. Point blank. Let's keep going now.
For wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like,
wow.
You know, okay, green light me then. You know?
Kanye West said he wants to smoke. That's crazy. But at the same time, White Lives Matter is kind of wild. In terms of like just, so all lives matter. That's a fact. All lives matter. But except just to say white or just to say black. In respect of just to say Black Lives Matter is still stupid too, if you ask me. Either one is stupid. But at the same time, I can see why he's doing it. Because white lives are included in all lives. So I guess he's just trying to, I think it's mostly for attention. I got like another video coming out. It's mostly for attention. But yeah, let's keep going.
You know, God builds warriors in a different way. I don't know if it's because of me being born in Atlanta and growing up on the south side of Chicago that, you know,
okay,
he made me for such a time like this. It's like with David, you know, he tended to the sheep, but while he was out there, he had to fight all kinds of animals. So when it was time for Goliath to come, he thought because he was a sheep herder that he didn't have the skill set to take down Goliath. And the thing that I have is the position, I have my heart, but the number one thing is we have God on our side. And for the people, even if you don't believe in God, God believes in you.
So you made reference to the White Lives Matter t-shirt, which you brought out at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, and what did it mean?
You know, I do certain things from a feeling. I just channel the energy. It just feels right.
Okay.
It's using a gut instinct, a connection with God, and just brilliance. You know, like as if you asked like Tanya Harding how
Just brilliant.
she did the triple flip or the triple spin. She was in so much practice that when it was time for her to skate in a competitive format, it just happened. Like it happened outside of practice. It happened in the real format, and that's what's happening. Is God is like preparing us for the real battles, and we are in a battle with the media. Like the majority of the media has a godless agenda.
Okay, so while I appreciate, how much faith he has in his religion and, all of that, I really appreciate that. I think that's respectable. I still do want to know the actual reason why he put the White Lives Matter shirt on. I don't think he really answered that, but he might get to it. I'm just saying, right now he's talking more so about, the spiritual warfare that's going on right now, which is fair. I understand that, except he asked a specific question. Tucker Carlson, he asked a specific question, and that has not been answered. If you ask me, like specifically that, why the White Lives Matter shirt. But let's keep going.
Agenda, and the jokes in that work, and this whole like, oh yeah, he's crazy, and all these things, they don't work because the media has, they've also watched travesties happen, just even specifically to me, and just watch it and act like it wasn't happening, and they stay quiet about it. I want to answer the white. I feel like someone caught what I was saying, the comparison to Tanya Harding about the White Lives Matter.
Thank you. Okay,
my dad is an educated ex-Black Panther.
Okay.
And he put a text to me today. He said, "White Lives Matter, ha 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 ha." And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny.
That's fair.
And I said, "Dad, what do you think it was funny?" He said, just a Black man stating the obvious. Yeah. And
okay, you know what? I can respect that, because it is obvious that white lives matter, Black lives matter, all lives matter. Every life matters. That's very obvious. And I actually respect that he said it was also funny, because that's what I really thought. It was like kind of like a troll type of thing. So I respect that too, actually. I do respect these, reasons.
My dad doesn't listen to rap music, and he's like super educated. We opened up a water distribution center in the Dominican Republic together. He's like the original Steve Jobs, but he was getting blocked every which way with all of his ideas, and he didn't have an endless bank account, and he didn't have an Instagram. So all these ideas, he had to like take them back and compress them. Like my dad is the most brilliant person that I know, and we actually have a strained relationship because I was taken from him, because my mom was an actress, so she was a liberal, and my dad would see certain things and say, we should do it this way, we should do it that way, and the people got around my mom and pulled her away, much like, Kim is a Christian, but she has people who want her to go to Interview magazine and put her ass out while she's a 40-something-year-old multi-billionaire with.
That's very true. Like even if you're a Christian, even if you are, even if you have a husband like Kanye West, who was, I think conservative and a devout Christian. His father was a devout Christian and conservative, I think, and his mother was liberal. Even if you have people around you and you have things put in place to like steer you towards that path, it always, I think success in material things always leads towards a different path. And it's not necessarily bad, but it also isn't good either. It just depends on what you want, I guess. I guess, for the most part it is bad though. But yeah, like he just said, your ass at 40 years old, come on now. Even if you're not a multi-billionaire, come on, 40 years old. You're pushing 40, come on.
With 4 Black children. And this is how fashion wants to, how they want to present her. So I know you give these questions, and I give you like these 3-part answers. Is this a cool format for you?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, cool.
And I am following it.
All right.
So you said that your father said when he saw the shirt, White Lives Matter, it's great to see a Black man stating the obvious. So by which I think you meant that's obviously true.
Yeah, that's my favorite response, because I kept on thinking like, people, they're looking for an explanation, and people say, well, as an artist, You
Okay.
don't have to give an explanation, but as a leader, you do.
Yes,
That's
I
very
think that's
true.
right.
So
That is very true. It is very different. Like a leader is very different from being an artist. Right now, Kanye West is transitioning from being an artist, from being just known as a rapper, which he's not even at this point. He's not even known as just a rapper, but he's trying to be something even greater, I think. And also back to him saying this a black man stating the obvious. What do you guys think in the comments? You know, if a white person did this, if a white person put on a shirt that said "White Lives Matter," do you think he would be alive, like to see the next day if he posted a picture like that? Do you think that I'm pretty sure like the FBI would get involved, the government, Joe Biden would have said something about it, a statement. It would have been mega viral. Even though Kanye West stuff is viral right now, I think that would have been mega viral because it's a white person with a shirt like that on. It's gonna be, looked at as dangerous, very, very dangerous, I think. Because they make the argument, oh, black power and white power mean two different things, which I think is stupid. But yeah, so I think the fact that he's a black man that did it, I think, says something too, because I don't think a white person can do it. I just don't think that they have the necessary tools as of this moment to actually participate in this type of behavior, political, behavior, which is sad, but it is what it is, I guess.
the answer to why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is because they do. It's the obvious thing.
Yeah.
I can agree.
Why do you think that's so? And I assume the implication is, of course, all lives matter because they're lives, because God created them.
Yeah.
Why do you
Yes.
think that would be considered controversial?
Because
Okay.
the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and
I
the
love that
vernacular
answer.
that we're supposed to have. My dad grew up as a military brat, and his family moved around, but they were based mostly in Delaware. And at the time, if they weren't the only black family, they were one of the few. And he would be discriminated against because he was black. So by the time he got into college, he would be discriminated against. He went to a black college, he would be discriminated against because they said he talked too white.
Yes.
And then he played the kick drum in the band. So when he would go to the club and the music was playing, where would he clap his hands? Where the kick drum is.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of where everyone else
Right,
was
exactly.
clapping their hands. And this is the most elegant and tasteful person that I know. And
Basically, what he is saying is it's just a different form of racism, honestly, a different form of discrimination, you know, a different form of, I guess you can say, I don't like using this word at all, so take it with a grain of salt, but oppression. But yeah, that's basically what he's saying. Like it's a different form of it, now it's on like the liberal side. I guess it was always on like the liberal side though, honestly, if you know the history of it. But so yeah, let's keep going.
when my mom, when the school suggested like the herding systems, because what they do is take the black community and they separate us, and they separate the families, and the educated, they push this, need for higher education, and us as blacks, we discriminate against each other and say, well, I got my PhD and you don't have your PhD, so I'm better than you. And so my mom, she had a PhD, and she was influenced to move to the south side of Chicago and take this job at Chicago State University. And she told my dad, if you come for us, you'll never see him again.
Wow.
Because, the media ridiculed me for getting the house next door to Kim to see my children. And they even said that I was stalking her and her new boyfriend because I bought the house next door to see my children. And that's how I knew that my mom had said that to him. I said, Dad, they moved us.
He was stalking them? That's really what they said? Now, granted, I will admit that, very, different. It's different. I can say that much in the nicest way. That's different. But stalking, I wouldn't go to stalking. And plus he could have just wanted to genuinely see his children. and be in their lives, because they know, everybody knows that the best thing is a 2-parent household for a child. So yeah.
To one of the most agreed upon to be one of the most dangerous places in the world. It's almost like they tried to kill me or something. I said, Dad, why'd you never come to get us? And that's when he told me that she was told that. There's so many things that are put in Kim's head. They bring influencers, like no one ever knew where Corey Gamble came from. No one in the fashion world knows where Gabby came from.
I have no idea who that is.
These people were practically made in a laboratory, in my opinion. And one of the things that they're really good at doing is being nice and being likable.
Okay.
And what they do is, for people that have some form of influence, whether it's an educated black woman like my mother that became the head of the English department at Chicago State University, or whether it's the most influential white woman on the planet, being my ex-wife, they have people that are around them at all times telling them what to be afraid of. It's like not what to do or say specifically, it's what to be afraid of. And if you have a person that isn't afraid of them, like a Russell Brand or Candace Owens.
Right.
If you tell people what to be afraid of, that's how you get them on your side. It's a simple, like politicians have been doing that since forever. The best way to get votes is to talk about the other side and what they're doing wrong and how you should be afraid if they're getting to office. That's the best thing that happened to Joe Biden, honestly. I always say that Joe Biden did not win. Trump lost because people were afraid of Trump. That's why Joe Biden won. So Kanye speaking facts right now.
It's not that we have to agree with this, but
they're not afraid.
They're not afraid to state what their opinion is.
Yes.
No one is God, and everyone has an opinion.
Honestly, that was an amazing interview. He was very articulate, unlike some of the other times that I've seen him. You ain't got the answers. Yeah, that was so funny. But yeah, honestly, that was amazing. Kanye West, his reason for wearing that shirt to me made sense. Honestly, I was hoping it wasn't some type of like weird, super serious reason. He said it was funny, and it was stating obvious, basically, which I think is fine at that point, as long as he wasn't trying to send some type of crazy message. But honestly, it was good. His reason was good. Everything was good about it. But with that being said, my name is Jay Dottie. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Peace.